viewers, welcome once again to our class on English grammar. And then today the topic we want to look at is titled Non-Basic Simple Sentences. Non-Basic Simple Sentences. So in one of our lectures we actually talked about the basic simple sentence, and then we were able to look at some of the patterns that should make up the basic simple sentences. We looked at the pattern 1, we looked at pattern 2, pattern 1 which is SP, pattern 2 which was SPO, pattern 3 SPOO, pattern 4 SPC nominal, pattern 5 SPC adjectival, pattern 6 SP A, pattern 7 SPOC nominal, pattern 8 SPOC adjectival, and pattern 9 rather SPOA. However, this time around we want to look at non-basic simple sentences. So basically, what is the difference between a basic simple sentence and a non-basic simple sentence? Now, we need to know that non-basic simple sentences differ from the basic simple sentences. Yes, they differ from the basic ones. As you notice that under the basic, what we're actually looking at is, now don't forget that every of these, they are still under simple sentence. I could remember that in that particular class we talked about the fact that a simple sentence is divided into two. We have the basic and then we have the non-basic. So a simple sentence is divided into two. We have the basic and then we have the non-basic. So this time around we are looking at the non-basic as we've looked at the basic in one of our classes ago. So while the basic simple sentence is those ones that are formed normally, like they just formed normally, and then they actually have a pattern upon which other sentences should be formed. So that's why we actually gave it about 9 different patterns, because all of those 9 patterns are the styles or are the patterns in which we can actually form simple sentences that are meant to be basic. However, we also have the non-basic, we also have these simple sentences that are referred to as the non-basic ones. And then, as you can see on the board, so we have these sentences: the passive sentence, the negative sentence, the interrogative sentence, the imperative sentence, the exclamative sentence, the existential sentence, and then the cleft sentence. Before we go into all of these types, first of all, what makes a non-basic simple sentence differ from a basic simple sentence? So non-basic simple sentences differ from basic simple sentences in that they have undergone one or more transformational processes, which will be discussed below. So the non-basic simple sentences are different from the basic ones because the non-basic ones have undergone what we call transformational processes. As you can see here, these transformational processes are the things that actually make non-basic simple sentences differ from basic simple sentences. Do you understand it? While a basic simple sentence is formed in a normal or usual way, a non-basic simple sentence actually derails from that pattern. It flouts that particular pattern upon which basic simple sentences are formed. Do you understand that? So that's why we say that non-basic simple sentences differ from basic ones because they have undergone one or more transformational processes. And then these transformational processes are what we know as deletion, movement, insertion, inversion. Do you understand that? So we also have some others based on different scholars, but then for the sake of this particular topic, we will be discussing just these 4 non-basic simple sentences and these 4 transformational processes that all of these non-basic simple sentences have undergone or usually undergo. So we have what we call deletion. So deletion is a particular transformational process. Now that is to say, an item is totally deleted from a sentence. So when an item is deleted from a particular sentence, that could birth the coming of any of these non-basic simple sentence. Do you understand that? So when we have the deletion of a particular item, we could birth a particular non-basic simple sentence. Let me give you a sample. For instance, now look at this. Now look at this sentence. John will come tomorrow. Now the sentence John will come tomorrow, now if you look at it properly, you would realize that John, which is the subject, is present, will come, the predicator, is present, and then tomorrow the adjunct also is present. However, I can actually decide to delete a particular item of any of these, and then that would in a way both the coming of another non-basic simple sentence. And I could decide to also add another item, but then we're actually not looking at that. So when I say, let's just say I delete this particular. Now look at this sentence. Now I have come tomorrow. Now come tomorrow is an imperative sentence, like a command. So by the deletion of John and will from that four basic simple sentence of John will come tomorrow, and now have will come, and I have come tomorrow as the main as another different sentence entirely, which is what an imperative sentence. Do you understand that? So take note of that for non-basic simple sentence there is always the deletion of one or two items that should have made the sentence a basic simple sentence. So that's just it. Let's go back to the sentence. So we said that the total deletion of an item from a particular sentence is a transformational process that non-basic simple sentences usually undergo. We also have movement. So we could actually move a particular item from a particular position that it belongs to another position. So we have an item is when an item is being moved from a particular position where it should belong to another position, that is also another transformational process that any of these non-basic simple sentences can actually undergo. Do you understand that? So for instance, let me give you an instance of what we call, now for a passive sentence, for instance. Now look at this sentence. She stole my wallet. Now in the sentence she stole my wallet, now this is a basic simple sentence, pattern 2 to be specific, because this is your subject, this is a predicator, and this is your object. So she, subject, stole, predicator, my wallet, object. Now I could decide to actually move my wallet, which is supposed to be your object in the active sentence, to the subject position in a passive sentence. So I have something like my wallet was stolen by her. So by having the movement of this object for this subject position, I already have another transformational process occurring in the formation of what we call a passive sentence. So for me to have a passive sentence, I'm obviously moving an object of the active sentence to the position of the subject. Just like for me to have an imperative sentence like we had in the other one, I'm actually deleting something that should have been the subject of the main sentence. So, and then I'm deleting it off, and then to be able to form another non-basic simple sentence, which is called an imperative sentence. Do you understand that? So that's another transformational process that occurs in the formation of non-basic simple sentence. Then we have what we call insertion. So this time around, a new item that was never present before is being inserted into a sentence. So you have an item that was never present before at all in a particular basic simple sentence, and that item is now being inserted for us to be able to arrive at another sentence which is known as a non-basic simple sentence. So let me give you an example of that. Now he left this morning. Now we have he left this morning. Now we want to form this is a statement and we want to turn it to an interrogative sentence, which is also known as a question. So we have, did he leave this morning? Did he leave this morning? Now look at this sentence. We've inserted what we call an auxiliary verb, which is a do verb, obviously the verb do. Now the verb do was never present in this, was it? It wasn't, because this was a mere statement, so we didn't necessarily need the verb do here. But for us to be able to turn this statement to an instance of an interrogative sentence, we have to bring the presence of a do verb. So we've inserted a new item rather, into this sentence for us to be able to convert a statement, a basic simple sentence actually, to a non-basic simple sentence. Do you understand that? I believe you do. And then I would try as much as possible not to delete. Oh, don't worry, let me just delete it. I can always make another sentence to make the last example, to explain the last type of transformational process. So with this, you know that insertion is another transformational process that occurs in the formation of non-basic simple sentence. And then we also have what we call inversion. Now inversion is a situation where two or more items actually exchange positions. Two or more items exchange positions. So what we mean that an item that is supposed to be at a particular position A exchanges position with another item that should have been at a particular position B. So that means that the item that should have been at the B position comes to the A position, while that should have been at the A position goes to the B position. Do you understand? So let me give you an example of that. Now she is David's girlfriend. Now look at this. This is also a statement. So we want to do what we call an inversion. So we have, is she David's girlfriend? So look at what we have here. Now this was supposed to be your subject, this is your predicator, and all of this is your complement. If you remember some of the things we talked about under the basic simple sentence. So this is an instance of a pattern for sentence, an SPC nominal. So she is a subject, is a predicator, and David's girlfriend is your complement intensive, in nominal complement actually. If you do not understand this topic, I would advise you to actually go back to our topic on basic simple sentence. Now, but then we now have what we call a subject verbal inversion, whereby the verb or the predicator now comes to the position of the position the subject should have actually maintained, which is the initial position, and then the subject now comes at the position the predicator or verb should have actually maintained, which is the position after the initial items. So this is what we call an instance of a subject verbal inversion. Subject verbal inversion. So this is an instance of inversion, and this is one of the transformational processes that actually occur in the formation of non-basic simple sentence. So I believe with all of this explanation you have been able to understand the transformational processes that occur for us to ever arrive at the formation of any of these non-basic simple sentences. Do you understand? I believe you do. So once again, the transformational processes that we have in the formation of non-basic simple sentences are what? Deletion, movement, insertion, and inversion. And the types of non-basic simple sentences that we have the passive sentence, we have the negative sentence, we have the interrogative sentence, we have the imperative sentence, we have the exclamative sentence, we have the existential sentence, and then we have the cleft sentence. So in the subsequent videos we would be discussing each of these types of non-basic simple sentences. So watch out for our next video on the passive sentence, on the negative sentence, on the interrogative sentence, on the imperative sentence, on the exclamative sentence, on the existential sentence, and on the cleft sentence. Now let me make a particular correction here. We may not necessarily talk about the existential and the cleft sentence yet, because these are for advanced learning of the English grammar. So don't forget that the topic for today is what again? Non-basic simple sentences. Thanks very much for watching our video. See you in our next video. Bye for now, viewers.